Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yuzrul, the game is Star Trek Online, and welcome to Time and Tide, the latest featured episode as of January 2016. They say Time and Tide wait for no man, but they're going to have to wait for this. Needless to say, spoiler warnings come with this episode. It is a featured episode, and if you haven't played it before, well, you might want to hold off watching this until you've had it for the first time yourself. Just saying, if you care about that sort of thing. If you don't, or if you've already played it, then hey, come along, enjoy the ride, and we'll see what happens to me on my first playthrough, because as always with episodes, this is cold. I have not seen anything to do with the episode at all, so this could be amusing in more ways than one. Mission starts with Admiral Quinn, so let's have a quick word with old Quinny himself, see what he's got to say.
We have been contacted by the Federation from the 29th century. Their Temporal Integrity Commission is charged with protecting the timeline from factions who might want to change history. Considering our recent experiences, we feel the need to better understand the rules of time travel. However, it's important we don't know too much about the future, so we have decided to designate one representative to learn what we need to know. Given your record, you were the logical choice. You are to rendezvous with the USS Postok. Her captain will give you a more thorough briefing upon arrival.
Personally, I thought the rules of time travel were extremely simple. For the aspiring time traveller, alcohol first. Second, alcohol. Third, fourth, fifth is alcohol. Alcohol is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, alcohol. And 10th is headache medications. So, we're heading off to the Kiana system in the Delta Quadrant to rendezvous with the Postok for the... who knows how many times we've done it? I mean, he's not telling. Rewards, 13,800 XP, 15,000 expertise, the weekly rewards, which is either a tech upgrade or a spec point, 400 of the absolutely not commendations. They took those out of the game. I think they were a little bit annoyed at people stacking them up on a second character and then just blitzing through the event the following year to grab the prize on the cheap. And then 792 dilithium ore, which seems an oddly specific number. Presumably 791 would not have worked, and 793 would have just been crazy generous. Chronometric Polaron dual heavies, 2.5% shield penetration to self, minus 12 weapon power, 30%. Polaron, well, we'll have a look at those later on. Plasma distribution manifold, why? Well, I don't know, Mark 12 purple, I suppose that is an extra bit of weapon power if you don't have anything better to use the console slot on, and believe me, you should have something better to use the console slot on by now. And the Polaron beam array equivalent. Well, we'll have a look at the bonuses later. On following weeks, we have got the chronometric capacitor, which is essentially a boosted up Polaron console, but I will take that extra 20% torpedo damage as well, along with the Polaron damage, particle generator. I wonder, could you have some fun with a Polaron-based science ship on this? Worth a thought, particularly if you mixed it up with the Dyson-style vessels. Heavy turret and omnidirectional beam array, if you've got the option, 161.6 DPS, 141.9 DPS, but of course the turret is coming off cannon skills, so that could be kind of interesting. Krenim Chronoton torpedo launcher, I didn't see that. That must be coming off the special ship that you get for 1,000 of the not commendations. Perhaps most interesting, however, is the Time and Tide Admiralty bundle. So, unlock it the first time, you get the Postok as a hero ship. We'll find out what those stats are on February the 18th, assuming no one else goes data mining first. Cryptic don't like that, just as a reminder. And you get 2 pass tokens and a one-shot use of an Admiralty ship that is faction appropriate, and hopefully level appropriate. It would be somewhat ironic if your journey through time got you an NX-01, and no, I don't mean the upgraded version. But, enough rambling, let's get on with this. We are going to New Kittimer, because old Kittimer had run up its fair share of disasters, so we'll just be lazy, hit the transwarp, and go. And here we are, the Alsuran sector, the Kiana system, and you're going to see that dropped mission commendated popping up. I think it's going to do it every time we switch zone. I'm not entirely sure. However, Other than... Oh yes, this is where they disappeared the planet, isn't it? Right. To the future, maybe? Okay, let's just go see where we stand. Oh yes, of course.
Please report to the USS Postok.
Thank you. I'd forgotten this was where we stashed the research lab. Hey guys. Hello, Captain Walker. You again. Right. Well, I see you've got rid of the body. I take it you just dumped it out an airlock.
It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm glad you were selected as your time's representative. I can't imagine a better selection. Of course, I already knew you were going to be chosen, but that doesn't change my appreciation. Your recent experiences with time travel have begun a new phase of development, and a perilous one at that. Understanding the rules of time travel is of vital importance.
Well, that's nice. I don't suppose you can tell me next week's lottery numbers?
Starfleet personnel are strictly forbidden from directly interfering with historical events and are required to maintain the timeline when possible. We're also restricted from revealing too much about the future. These principles have served Starfleet well. Now that the time travel genie is out of the bottle, it'll be hard to get it back in. The tech will spread through the galaxy, and species after species will learn the secrets of time.
Although arguably you could say that the tech had already spread throughout the galaxy and every single species had already learned it, but, well, let's not even go there. Remember, third rule, alcohol.
Time travel can be a very seductive tool. Many would use it benevolently to save lives, worlds, entire civilizations. Many more, however, would use it for conquest, vengeance, even genocide. Unsupervised tampering with the timeline can be disastrous. Good intentions or not. Prior to the Accords, reckless time travel led to a great war. It nearly undid existence itself. In its aftermath, a coalition was formed to stabilize the timeline and enforce its protection.
Well, that's nice. I'm assuming you're talking about your employers.
Your alliance, the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic, form the historical basis of this coalition. It's vital that the Alliance holds together. In timelines where the Alliance fails, let's just say it wasn't pretty. In other branches, the coalition grows beyond the Alliance, and eventually forms the Galactic Union. The Union proposes a treaty to protect the timeline and restrict the use of time travel. We call this treaty the Temporal Accords.
And no doubt for 10,000 years we will be the guardians of peace and justice throughout the galaxy. Sounds pretty important, Captain.
It might be the most important event in known history. I would like to take you to witness the signing of the Accords, so you can see for yourself what the work of the Alliance will lead to, and how important it is to future civilizations. Of course, you must promise to be circumspect in your reports and conversations with others when you return. We don't want to create any disruptions or paradoxes.
We already have created them, and isn't it just a little foolhardy to hoik me forward some, 500 years in the process? Oh well, who cares, let's go take a look.
To visit the future?
Why not, let's go! If nothing else, I'll have decent booze over there. Oh wait, one person, so we're just taking the entire ship as well. Yay!
Welcome to New Kittimer.
Okay, that must have cost a pretty penny to build. Right. Okay, and hello, Captain Walker again? Is this before or after we met you on the Postok?
Here we are. Since you're from the past, I'll be your chaperone during the event, hopefully protecting you from any temporal incidents. Purely procedural, of course. You've already demonstrated your ability to remain silent about things you aren't supposed to know.
Fair enough, so you're the watchdog. Let's go have a wander around and put the gun away quickly. Just mosey on round. Where to go? Well, we'll start with the attendant, of course.
Welcome, gentle being, to the signing of the Temporal Accords. Your biosigns aren't listed on our register today. I'll need to... Wait. I know you. I wrote a paper about you in classical history class at the academy. I must say, you look much younger than your holo images. Wait, what year did you come from?
2410?
Oh, that explains why you look so young. Well, you sure have an eventful future ahead of you. Forget I said that. I'm not supposed to say things like that. To be honest, I'm still getting used to the new temporal regulations. They can be a little confusing. Anyway, the TIC crews are scrubbing the hall for anything that might cause a paradox if visitors from the past, like yourself, encounter them. It will be just a few moments.
That's nice. Very well.
Perhaps you would like to chat with some of our other guests here in the lobby. I believe they have all been cleared for trans-temporal interactions. I'm sure you'll have plenty to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's go pump everyone else for info. And put the guns away, guys. Okay, so who we got? Well, we've got a Nakul protester. Oh, yes, of course. They're going to come out on the losing side of this war, aren't they?
The Nakul are here to protest the signing of these unlawful biased accords.
Look, I gather you're still pissed about your son going belly up, but...
The Tholians ravaged our homeworld thanks to the Federation's ineptitude. In one dark moment, my people were scattered throughout the stars. All we were, our history, our way of life, was nearly lost. And when we needed the Federation the most, we were denied. Terrorists, they called us. Criminals, the dregs of the galaxy. These words, these deeds will never be forgotten or forgiven.
Okay, she's a little upset. I mean, granted we're a bit sore about that whole Nazis winning World War II timeline you guys set up, but... Details?
Today, the Federation and their lackeys come to tell the galaxy which timeline is best and what they'll do to keep it that way. But who are they to dictate such terms? To tell us that their history is more important than ours?
Well, it's your history as well. If those events hadn't happened, you wouldn't be here.
My existence has been nothing but hardship and pain. The life of an exile. I'd gladly sacrifice it to restore my homeworld and prevent the mass exodus of my people. Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same were our places reversed.
Well, actually, I wouldn't. And put the guns away, guys. Phil, hi. Haven't seen you. Well, actually, I have seen alcohol. 7th rule.
Greetings, friend. How may I help you?
Okay. Have we met yet?
Where do I start? I'm 157 years old, but that's only because I spent 90 years caught in a temporal distortion. Back then, I was serving as an ensign under Captain Bateson on the USS Bozeman. After that, integrating back into Starfleet was... difficult. So much had changed. Some of my shipmates joined temporal investigations. Their first-hand knowledge of past events was quite useful. Seemed like a way to make a difference. So that's where I ended up as well.
Oh, right, because anything's better than trying to explain how you failed your piloting classes so badly that you rammed the Enterprise, what was it, 38 times? Yeah.
Same reason as you, I'll imagine. To witness the signing of the Temporal Accords. Usually, temporal agents watch holo-recordings of the event. But the 3 of us were given special dispensation to come and view the Accords personally. Perks for graduating at the top of the class, I suppose.
Fair enough. Oh, wait, if you're still new to the job, that means we haven't met yet. That's all for now.
All guests, the main hall is now open. Please make your way to your seats.
Kale, Con... I assume they're the Klingon and Romulan equivalents. Right, so... to the seats. Do we need to go this way? Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, let's go this way. Doopy-doopy-doo, put the guns away. Doopy-doopy-doo. Open door. Ah, there we go. Right. The MC. Perfect. Who do I need to talk to and speak to the observers as well? Lucky us. Well, let's have a chat. Hi there.
Well, one of our very special guests. It is so nice to meet you. I am Wixit, your humble master of ceremonies for this historic event. Quite an honor, wouldn't you say? So exciting! This ceremony is about to begin, so you should find your seat. But I'd love to chat with you after the signing.
I will have been looking forward to it. Rule 4. Alcohol. As for everyone else, hi. Oh, the Cardassians and the Xindi are along.
I must say, I am privileged to witness this historic event. Truly, it is a singular honor.
Yes, shut up. What about the Xindi?
The Xindi are no stranger to temporal affairs. The tragic conflict with Earth in the 22nd century, and our manipulation by the sphere.
Yep, you're still a little bit embarrassed about it after 700 years. I completely understand. Hey guys, hot enough for you?
The Vulcan Assembly has decided to support the Accords. We are concerned that a rogue individual or species could disrupt our development. The Accords do not go far enough. We want to end all time travel for any reason. We will continue to lobby for change aggressively. Should the Union fail to preserve the timeline, the Assembly will succeed by any means necessary. That is all.
And if you know the Tholian's backstory, assuming we're using the Vanguard novels as canon background in STO, you'll understand why they're so peeved about people mucking about with time and generally xenophobic as well. Still, as Tholians go, that's pretty friendly, actually. He didn't just barge in and start shooting. The Breen?
Time was a cowardly. The Breen Confederacy have us a fight of the present, rather than a memory of the past. A dream of the future.
I kinda like that, actually. After all, what's the fun if you can't go back? Well, what's the fun if you can go back and re-roll the dice repeatedly until you get a result you like? The Deferi?
Well, the Accords promise to safeguard the time stream for us all. I can't help but ponder the opportunities for temporal abuse that will remain after they are signed. I fear great imbalance could occur, despite the very good intentions of all the signatories involved.
Well, it's like any law, mate. Enforce it properly, and that gets rid of most of the problems. Now, how about everyone else? Oh, the Dominion sent an observer? Okay.
I am honored by the Founders, and pleased to observe this most historic event. Although the Dominion was not greatly affected by the development of time travel, we have an interest in safeguarding the time stream.
What you mean is you haven't been greatly affected yet that you've noticed, or that anyone's bothered to try, but that's good to hear. And as someone else points out, a weapon that even the Founders are afraid of. Interesting.
Jolan True, you are from the past. From before the time the Romulans joined the Federation, I'll wager. How strange all of this must be for you. The entire galaxy unites in preserving the timeline. This is truly a momentous day for all.
We'll see how long the Accords last. I mean, at some point it's going to go south. Still, fashions haven't changed much in 500 years, assuming those guys are from... Solid, who cares, right? What about everyone else? The Nakul are peeved, we already know that. Let's see who else we got. The Lukari, the Orions, the Ferengi. Oh yes, the year the Ferengi discovered time travel. Haha, that was an interesting one.
These Accords are going to provide quite the opportunity for historical studies of economic matters. I hear the Grand Nagus is going to formally announce several new temporal rules of acquisition soon. I hope at least one of them covers going back in time to beat someone to a deal.
Or one that replaces the rules of acquisition entirely, because let's face it, the Ferengi, well, actually, they would prefer it. After all, if you've won, it's no fun if someone comes back and stuffs the dice back in the box for another throw.
Delegates and honored guests, your attention, please. The signing ceremony is about to begin. Please take your seats.
Wait, Federation Ambassador? Where's he?
Greetings. Pardon me for saying so, but you look very familiar. Have we met before? Wait, I remember you from my history studies. You saved our homeworld. There's a statue in your honor in the capital city on Lucari Prime. Oh, wait. That's already happened for you, right? Oh, good. Whew. That'd be just my luck to cause a paradox here, today. Can you imagine?
Yes, actually, that would be a little awkward. Right, does anyone else want to talk Federation Ambassador? What?
25th century, correct? You're definitely a visitor from the past, and an honored one at that. Welcome to the 28th century. I hope you'll enjoy seeing what your work and sacrifice has wrought.
I just want to see what happens if someone rolls up to this in a TOS era uniform. But make the Accords work and you'll honour me quite nicely. Now then, I suppose we should... let's talk to the rest of the Orions.
I am reminded of a quote from ancient Earth. And when Alexander saw the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there were no more worlds to conquer.
Alexander should have developed rocket engines, plenty there to conquer. And last but not least, we have the Kabali and the Cooperative.
Have a checkered past when it comes to time travel, particularly where the Federation is concerned. Thankfully, we've had the chance to make amends. The Cooperative is proud to be a part of today's proceedings.
What you mean is that the Borg kept making a mess of it. I mean, there was that business with Earth. Still, I'm a little surprised everyone's going along with this. Then again, I suppose if they weren't, they wouldn't have been invited. But hey, let's not discuss that too closely. And, hey, how are the zombies?
We Kabali are quite thankful to see the Accords go into effect. Many who disagree with our customs could be tempted to return to a point in time where those customs could be disrupted permanently.
It would be slightly ironic if the attempts to engage in such disruption managed to cause the customs in the first place, and I can't imagine why people would see that as a good thing. Right, which just leaves Mr. Happy over here. Well, I suppose we can try talking to you.
The Nakul are not here to sign these accords. We have already been victims of time-traveling aliens. But somehow this incursion into the timeline has been overlooked. Perhaps because of its importance to the founding of the Galactic Union. We proposed an amendment to restore our home world in the timeline, but it was rejected. Therefore we are here, with all eyes of the galaxy upon us, to point out the hypocrisy and unlawfulness of these accords.
I suspect you're not going to get very far with that one, mate. But actually, why are you even in this room in the first place? This can't possibly end badly. Right, let's grab a seat.
Representatives from dozens of species have gathered to witness this historic event. It looks like they are getting ready to begin the formal signing. Of course, this is largely ceremonial. The negotiation... Wait, there is some kind of
This oppression will not stand! The time stream shall be free! We will liberate the galaxy from the tyranny of the Temporal Accords! We shall wipe the stain of the Federation from history!
Quick, get the delegates to safety! Everyone, stay where you are! The Krenim have grabbed the delegates and are holding them hostage in some nearby offices. This is damn peculiar. We're facing a major temporal flux here. The hostiles have neutralized embassy security, but it looks like they weren't expecting us to be here. It's up to us to rescue the delegates.
That's nice. I suppose we should be grateful they didn't just pull out a little bit of the old disintegration beams. However, guys, those guns I was telling you to put away, break them out. And I have no idea what the feedback pulse generator is, but it's going. Okay, now then, you. There we go. And he's down. Knock out the junior technician, and we're just about done here.
Beaming in.
Yeah, that's nice. Right into a carefully propelled kill box. It's so obliging of the enemy when they're stupid. Okay, let's just... Actually, no, let's not just pull out a tricorder scan. Come on. Need to get a bit closer, maybe. No, looks like we're just going for shooty-shooty.
Neutralize them as quickly as possible. We need to save those delegates.
Okay, Chronoton grenade, eh? Fine by me. Hey guys. Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to put a bullet through the side of your head. I said the side of your head. Hold still, this won't take very long. It won't have taken very long at all. Yoink, yoink, yoink. There we go, and pop. And, oh no, there is one left, excuse me. And...
Can anybody hear us? The Krenim are holding us hostage in the embassy offices. Please, anyone, help!
I knew that. Right, let's head out this way, and we'll just go corridor to corridor, clear the place as we go. Side door? Ah, it's down there. Right.
The Krenim are holding us hostage, requesting immediate assistance.
You're welcome, Klingons. In my day, you'd have just taken him out yourself with your bare hands. Of course, you probably have died horribly in the process, but that may be why you're not doing it. Okay.
And you won't be harmed. Resist, and your safety cannot be guaranteed.
Which is a polite way of saying that if you cause trouble, then you'll get the business end of a disruptor. Right. Oop. Sorry. You. Maybe I'm less sorry than I was. Beam him out.
To serve the Founders another...
Energize. Next up. Seriously, you're a top-of-the-line temporal captain and you're using a Mark 1 phaser rifle. Okay, I'm not questioning it. Have a grenade, guys. Close quarters, go. Excuse me. That was exceedingly impolite of you. So was that. Yoink. Right, and we're done. Get them out of here.
You saved my world.
Stay safe, Ambassador. I dare say we'll meet you again. Next. Grenade. Horta. I mean, he hasn't had anything to eat today. He's probably famished. Come on, down you go, guys. Yoink, and in the back. It's only a pity she's awake. Yoink, and yoink. Right, transporter pad is secure. Move on to the next hostage room, and ooh, what do you know? Hi guys, should have been watching the door. And now you are, but it's too late. Yoink. Ah no, he is dead. And probably don't want to shoot any of these guys. Well, at least some of the observers had the sense to bring guns along. Nice job.
It was a good day to die for the Krenim.
Well said. Now, who's next? We just have this one last shot to deal with. Hey guys, have a grenade. Nope, you don't get to play with explosives at all. Anyone who's got the title Demolitionist does not get to breathe for very long. After all, they do tend to be the principal problem solvers. And by solvers I mean removers, and by removers I naturally mean blown into 10,000 little pieces. Hey guys.
I thought my life path was at an end. My thanks for proving me wrong.
You're welcome. Get him out of here.
This wasn't supposed to happen. History says the Accords were signed without incident. There's no mention of an attack. We should return to our ships and see if we can help with defensive efforts.
And then maybe to pull out some Tipex and take a copy of the history books. I mean, just saying. Right, let's go see what's happening in space. So, the Krenim and the Narkula are in cahoots. This can't possibly end badly.
Those are the Krenim ships, and they're attacking in force. We've got to stop them before they disrupt the timeline any further.
This conference will not continue. I won't abide it. All ships, fire at will. Leave no survivors.
Okay, we can do that. And break out the fun stuff. Yoink. They're not building them any sturdier in the future, are they? Right, roll high, pull back. I have no idea what that red circle is, but I suspect I don't want to be in it. Omnidirectional rays finish him off. Back onto the forward beams, and surgical again.
Wait! I recognize that ship!
Yeah! Do you know how boned you are?
Oh,
good.
No, not this time! This time you will not prevail! Taste the bitter dregs of failure!
Really? Does this mean you're just going to run away from me? I will be most upset if I get cheated out of a good fight. Attack team away. Forward gun's done. Opposition break, so we come back onto his port shield as he comes out of his turn. There go the Varta warheads, and give him a second. Boom. Right, now, where are the reserves? Looks like it's turning into a full-on catfight down there. Ooh, critical components. Never a bad thing to have. Right, defeat Krenim reserves, which are over here. And give it 3, 2, 1, burn. Power to weapons again. And completely overshoot in the process. Right, pull clear of whatever the hell that was. I think it might have been a Tantalus field, but not entirely sure. Cut to half throttle. Gravity well? No, that's not a gravity well, that's something else. Probably a temporal take on it. Doesn't matter, torpedo up the Jaxie, and once I get the forward guns back round, he's going to be in all kinds of trouble. Just clear. There we go, engineering team seems to have cleared the worst of that debuff. Forward guns on, and there we go. Right. Nick his batteries, and all stop. Let's see. Who wants to talk?
The Nakul have used the Krenim attack as a cover to attack the temporal sensor array. All our forces are tied up fighting the Krenim. We can't afford to lose that array. It monitors the time stream for incursions. If it were damaged, people could travel into the past without being detected. Curious. The Krenim and Nakul vessels have started fighting each other in the confusion. Let's make the most of that, shall we?
Absolutely. Helm, intercept course. Ah, we have Nakul ships. And it looks like they've got the same duplication abilities that I think it's the Mobius has. Well, I can play like that as well. Ooh, and they've got intelligence. That's a transport warhead, and I'm not using it. I've got no idea what that is. Whoa, okay, that looks like it could be trouble, doesn't it? Fine. Nakul plasma torpedoes, fine. Fire at will. Little late, but it's left a cloud of plasma behind. I'm guessing that's the equivalent of the special constructed torpedo, with naturally the serial numbers filed off. Doesn't really matter, however, because he gets some more anti-protons, and then he explodes. Tends to happen a lot around this ship. Okay, right, next stop is the temporal sensor array. Full ahead. Let's go save the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey thing. Ah, there we are. Demosh Destroyer Distortion? Okay, I don't like the look of this, so we'll kick in first of all. Then go 1, 2, 3, emergency power. And then hit him up. Cut throttle. And just pour it on.
We've got the Krenim on the run over here. Stay focused on the array.
So easy for you to say. Right. Next up. Ah, there we go. The distortion is a duplicate. How much health has that got? Let's just hit it a few times. Well, it's... Ah, they're not too sturdy, are they? Right. Oh, I saw what that did to the Nakul ship. Sorry. Krenim ship. Nakul ship. I'm not even counting anymore. Let's just blow them all up and we'll figure it out from the bodies later on. Yoink.
We've cleared out most of the Krenim ships. Engaging Anoraks now. The more the merrier.
Wait. The Krenim Anoraks? How did that bozo end up being a hero to the... Fine. I suppose going back and shooting him in the head, actually that probably would make him a martyr, so that might not be a wise thing to do. Ooh, that just looks like an interesting area effect. Let's not go into it. KIV Anoraks. Well, first things first, all stop. Nail that frigate. And then avoid the red circly thing of doom. Ooh, tricobot mines. No, I'm sorry, Cronton mines. Hurt like tricobot mines, though. Right, AP Omega out. Let's also get his attention. Lone Wolf engaged. Let's see what you make of that, matey boy. Bingo, we've got his attention. Although the sheer amount of damage we're doing to him might have something to do with that. And now that we're there, bingo, he's run away.
I seem to remember a little about him from my briefing on your timeline. He was a Krenim researcher on the Anoraks timeship project, if memory serves.
Oh yeah, that was his name. He was still an utter jerk, though.
I see. Something must have disturbed the timeline. And Noi himself, it seems. We need to return to your time to investigate. I'll accompany you, but I cannot interact with anybody from your timeline. Time is of the essence. Are you ready to go?
He's found out about his dead girlfriend, hasn't he? We're ready. Engage.
You are cleared for docking.
That's nice. We're going to end up setting him off, aren't we? Trala, have you seen Noi?
Welcome back to Kiana. We hadn't expected to see you again so soon. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Who said this was a pleasure? Where's Noi?
Noi? Well, he's been working on some secret project of late. To be honest, he's been more than a little hostile. And that's saying something for Noi. I was about to check in with him. If you would like to accompany me.
Certainly. Don't mind the fact that we're all armed to the teeth over here. Wait. Away team? The one time I want a heavily armed commando squad backing me up and I don't have them? Ugh.
Oh, it's you. I thought I'd seen the last of you after you flew off to your great victory over the Iconians. Well, what
are you trying?
What? I'm very busy.
Victor, are you trying to get Nora back again?
You can read, can't you? Access my latest report to command if you want to know what I'm working on. Feel free to waste the time of the charming bureaucrat standing next to you, but I'll thank you to stop wasting mine. Now, if this interrogation is over, I've more important matters to attend to. Good day.
We're not done, mister, and watch your tone.
Like I said, more than a little hostile. He's been like this for some time now, and no one's sure why.
He's found out about the dead girlfriend. Look, can we just hack open his files?
Reason? Noi? I mean, sure, he's been difficult to work with, but... Oh, I hope you're wrong. Noi has top-level access to everything we're working on here. I don't need to tell you how much damage that could do in the wrong hands. Let me call up his files.
Why didn't you do this 3 weeks ago when he started acting oddly? Ugh. What have we got?
He was working on the Anoraks. Wait a minute. It looks like he was accessing the launch protocols and docking clamp.
And now you've just set up the booby trap. Oops. We really have got to do something about these easily overloadable consoles. Ah. This is a little bit awkward.
Ah, I see you found my farewell gift, Trala. I'm so glad. As for you, I'm taking command of the Anoraks now. I can see that bothers you greatly. So will the numerous bombs I've left behind.
Ah. Right, well, since he has indeed set us up the bomb, let's go and unset them. Excuse me. Poke, poke, poke. Poke, poke, prod. Poke, beat, boot, bang. No bang. Good. Number 2. Poke, poke, prod. Poke, beat, boop. Poke, poke, prod. Bang? Nope. Boom tomorrow. There's always a boom tomorrow. Poke, prod. Poke, poke, poke. Prod, poke. Prod, poke. Ah. Grand Theft Starship. That's a little awkward. Well, at least we've got the bomb stopped. Now then, did he leave any more? Also, Trawler, booby trap consoles. Really? Welcome back.
Noi stole the Anoraks? I can't believe it. How could he do such a thing? What drove him to betray us like this?
Well, dead girlfriend, actually. But I suppose technically we don't know about this. And as for how he stole the Anoraks, well, he spent 3 weeks hacking your files and you didn't notice, Missy. Honestly, next time...
One way to find out. Computer, bring up the research notes and personal logs of researcher Noi. Authorization Trala 23, Victor 6 Sigma.
Why didn't you do this 3 weeks ago? Right, access the logs. From a different console, now at arm's length,
Please input
poke...
your selection below.
Okay, let's see.
Personal
Access.
log supplemental. We had some visitors from the Alliance today. Noi was rather rude to them, but I managed to smooth things over. This time. Still, he has good reason to be stressed. The war isn't going well, and there's a lot of pressure on him right now. He could be a bit more agreeable, however. Perhaps a peace offering. Those Terran snack cakes he's so fond of with the... what is the word? Nougat. I tried to tell him about the baby again last night, but he was so stressed out. I just couldn't add to his burden. Hopefully things will calm down a bit soon and I can tell him. On a positive note, my work is progressing quite well. I believe these logs should now be shielded from any kind of temporal incursion.
Good news, everyone! The dead girlfriend left a diary behind. Oh wow, no wonder he went off the deep end.
Please input your selection below.
NDZ078.
Supplemental. My review of the time capsule files is complete. What I have learned has shocked me to the very core of my being. I had a wife, and she was pregnant. My wife and unborn child were murdered by the Federation and their allies. They devastated my people, murdered my family, and erased an entire species from time and space. I cannot let this stand. This I vow. I shall not rest until I have restored my family or avenged their deaths. Time itself shall be the instrument of my vengeance.
That was an accident, man. Oh well, apparently he's not going to buy that one.
Please input
Let's see.
your selection below.
Log Noi 187.
Supplemental. At last I have found them. The Tutarians. Or rather, what they have become. Some of them managed to escape the treachery of the Federation, finding sanctuary in a trans-dimensional void. They are powerful. So powerful that some primitive species worship them like gods. And yet they are trapped in their realm, no longer able to exist within prime space. But I can help them. I can release them from Durance Vile. With these builders at my side, I shall have my vengeance for Claudia.
Absolutely,
Please
man.
input your selection below.
Oops.
Download complete.
No explodey console?
What the? We're under attack!
Lucky us. Energize?
Noi has
Yeah.
returned.
Energize.
He's made a number of potent modifications to his ship. We could use some help up here with him and his allies.
Lucky us, of course, this is someone who's got no problem stuffing the dice back in the box every time he loses, so, this could get interesting. Right.
I have been waiting for this for a long time. At last, I take the first fateful steps upon my path of vengeance!
There'll be your last if you're not careful. Stand down.
As always, your thinking is so limited. For you, it has been moments. But for me, it has been years. Years of planning, building, all to return to this moment in time, to end you.
Right, because that'll totally bring Claudia back.
Oh, but it does, believe me. You took them from me, my wife, my unborn child. Time was your weapon then, and it is mine now. With it, I will eradicate your wretched alliance, just as you wiped the Tutarians from history. But first things first, it's time for you to die.
No, not happening, mate. Not today, not any of the other todays. Stand down. Ooh, pass up.
Mrs. Walker, we've got our hands full with Noi over here, but we'll keep him busy while you defend the station. We could use a hand once it's secure, though. Anorax packs quite a punch.
Acknowledged, we're on it. Now let's deal with these Krenim first and foremost. 12 kilometers, initiate weapons run. Open fire at 6. And first one's about to go bang. There we go. Fire away. Brake high. Pack the turn radius into the Z-axis, come down onto their flank, and hit them again. Won't bother wasting surgical on him. Again, down to our throttle, tighten the turn up. Will, however, blow surgical on him. Forward guns engaged. Aim for the warp core, and give it a second. There we go.
This definitely isn't the same Anorax we left a few minutes ago.
That's nice. Now, if you excuse me, I need to knock off a second Krenim cruiser. So, same as before, begin the strafing run. And they can have torpedoes on top. Full reverse, keep the forward guns on. Oop, this could be bad. And not a Tantalus field. I'm not quite sure what that was, but it didn't help him. Next stop, Noi. Now I see where the Polaron thing is coming from. Pasuk's pulled out a gravity well. Squirt the drives just a little to get into range, and you know how this one goes, boys and girls. Open fire. Also dump out the sensor interference beacon just to get their attention. Oh, he transported a warhead on board. Okay, looks like the Pastuks learned a few tricks as well. Intelligence abilities on that thing? Fair enough. Now, are you almost gone? Just about. New tricks, eh? Shame you still got an idiot in command. Now we need to quickly finish the rest off. Well, that's easily done. Oh, no you don't. Beam the bomb back off. Oh, bugger, eh? Oop, no, he's legged it. Get back here. Get back now. Whichever. And okay, I'm not sure whether it's where or when. We've been pulled into the time stream. Disable the main drive. And into subspace they can be tracked. Full guns. We have to knock this out before it reaches Earth. And for God's sakes, nobody blow it up while it's halfway through a gate, or we'll cut the species off for edges. No, you don't. Get back here. Fire at will. Ooh, ow. One of those got through. Right. Drives are gone. I think we've just about caught up with him. Ouch. And oh dear, he's escaped. Now, how do we get out of this? Oh, hi, good of you to show up. Mind giving us a tow? We've got a slight engine problem over here.
There you are. I thought we'd lost you. What happened to Noi?
He disrupted the warp field, blew half the brewing plant out of the hull, and then he got away. he will pay for that second crime.
Damn. A rogue agent out there with a ship like the Anorax is a big enough problem, but I'm afraid the news gets worse. My science officer tells me that Noi's ship is using sphere builder technology. Looks like they're back, and with a vengeance. We've got a lot of work to do, but let's take it one step at a time. Let's get you back to the 25th century, once you're ready.
That sounds like an excellent plan. Leave the system. And that brings us to the end of Time and Tide, and yet again we've dropped Q-mandated. So, let's talk to Command, see what they've got to say.
So, Noi turned against us, huh? This is troublesome. With his theft of the Anorax, he poses a great threat to the galaxy. Sadly, I don't think we've seen the last of him. The surprise actions of the Nakul are also a concern. What could they be up to, I wonder?
They want their homeworld back?
I think you'll agree. The battlefield just got a lot bigger.
Well, I wouldn't say it got bigger so much as it got longer. Who cares? Right, so let's pick this stuff up. So, chronometric dual polaron heavy cannons. I might plug those in to my Define. I've got that rigged for polarons at the moment. High Tide Accolade, presumably for finishing the episode for the first time. And, oh yes, these. So we'll just pick up the Universal Tech Upgrade, and yoink, there we go. Right, let's have a look at this info. So, chronometric polaron weaponry, etc, etc. Polar energy discharge. Okay, so increases shield penetration. That's the proc, so it's bonus shield penetration to me. Fair enough, freely upgradable to Mark 12 as standard for episode rewards. And what do we get? 2.5% chance for the extra shield pen. Not put the set bonus in as yet, but that's probably because... Well, actually, you could equip two, couldn't you? Let's try loading one of these up. Yoink. And now let's have a look. Info. Ah, there we go. So, auxiliary conduits, 3.6 power saving. Yeah, definitely a science thing here, but you could also make pretty good use of it on an escort that's got science as a sideline. Something like a Prometheus. I mean, a bit of a boost to gravity well's never a bad thing. Chronometric energy converter. Nice little boost to energy weapon damage. 19.9% energy weapon, so that's almost on a par with AP Omega, if I remember correctly. And the proc chance of the Krenim Chronoton torpedo goes to 50%. Duration of the energy converter goes up to 30 seconds. So that essentially doubles it to a 25% uptime. Still have to pick and choose when you fire it off, though. Might be worth picking up the Chronoton torpedo, but I'll have to grind my way through the Omega event to get that one. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Yuzral. That has been Time and Tide. And we'll have to see where and when Noi and his new buddies are gonna take us. Until last time, farewell.